Hi, everybody. It's us again.
Hello.
We are so excited about all the questions that you have sent in, and we have a great question that we want to speak about today. So, this question is, how should a lady go about finding the right mentor for her? So, Kim's going to take this one.
Okay, so obviously Julia and I talk about the questions and kind of discuss it before we actually start recording. And one of the things that we talked about was this, is that when you're looking for a mentor, like for me, usually I'm intentional. If I'm wanting someone to speak into my life, it's usually for a specific area. It's not necessarily for my entire life. I know when I was a young mom that it was really important, or even go further back. I remember when I was a young bride, that when my husband and I first got married, I realized there were a lot of things I didn't know about marriage. Neither one of us had family in town. Not sure we would have asked our moms and mother-in-laws anyway, because that's kind of a hard thing. That's
Yeah.
something that I don't always recommend asking when you're talking about your spouse,
Yeah, I
because
agree.
they can be very protective.
Sure.
And so sometimes it's not better. But anyway, there was a couple that actually the husband was mentoring Alex, the wife was mentoring me before we got married. So we realized after we got married that we did not want that relationship to stop. It was very organic. It wasn't something that we started out thinking, hey, we want you to mentor us. It was something that they were there because we had surrounded ourselves with good, godly couples, people who had strong marriages. So then we entered into this new season, and it was just kind of an organic thing. It was like, wow, they've got a solid marriage. They love God. That's what I want. So I want to know and want to have what you have. So for me, that's what I think whenever the question says, how do you find the right mentor? I believe that you already start surrounding yourself with people that you admire, and there are going to be people that are your age in your season, but there's also going to be people that are ahead of you. And hopefully it's somebody that already is in your sphere of influence.
Yeah, I agree. I know in seasons of my life where I've looked for a mentor, I started to pray. And I asked the Lord to bring me those
Yeah.
specific people. So I wanted to learn how to write. I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I didn't know how to write, but I wanted to learn how to write. So I started praying. And then the Lord brought this amazing woman into my life. Her name is Julie Gillies. She'd been a seasoned writer for a long time. And she was so gracious just to take time out of her day, meet me at Starbucks, and walk me through the process of what that looks like. And I agree with Kim, it doesn't have to be a mentor about your whole life. It can be a mentor about those specific things that you're interested in, marriage or parenting or a new skill you're trying to learn. I love the opportunities that we have to be mentored by older women,
Yes.
but also I like to surround myself with younger women too, and be mentored by them about specific things. So it's a great opportunity to really make those connections.
Okay, so the second part, this is like a 4-part question. The second part, Julia, is what do you think you should expect from a mentor?
I think that's a great
yeah.
question, and
I'm sorry. I'm correcting you. You said it's a great, and I'm like,
yeah. It's a great
it's a
question.
great question.
So I think when first of all, I think it's really great when you ask someone to be a mentor to kind of clearly define what that relationship is going to be and what her expectations are or what your expectations are, so it doesn't become weird or awkward. I know when you try to have a contrived relationship, it just kind of fades away. But if it's really organic and there's a good connection, then that relationship can really thrive. And I also think it doesn't have to be a long-term thing either. I don't think you should have the pressure of this being, for the next year. I think you can meet as long as there's life in it, and when it comes to an end, it comes to an end.
Right.
So, so I think clearly communicating with one another. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you said. I think that, I think personally that mentors, we don't seek, I know for me, I've had mentors in my life and I have mentored. I don't seek out people to mentor. So when it says, what do you expect from a mentor? You need to let them know what your expectation is. I think that they don't know what you need. So I think communicating to them and saying, you know what, I'm in a season right now where I'm raising kids, or I'm in a season where I'm a new wife, or I'm in a season where I'm writing a book, or I'm in a season where, I want to become a better communicator. Whatever that may be, I think that you're seeking out those people, and then you're asking them and giving them permission to speak into your life for whatever that area is in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, there was something I was going to say. It was really. Oh, yes. So someone approached me about 2 months ago and she said, I'd love it if you could mentor me. I said, that would be great. So I asked her, so what are you thinking? What does that look like to you? And for her, I loved it because she ordered a book for us to go through and a workbook for us to go to. So our time together is really structured, and she knows exactly what she wanted from me. And that really helped me know how to meet that need that she had. So
Right.
that's really good. Sometimes if you're looking for a mentor, if you can be really clear about what that looks like, that makes it easier for the relationship to move forward.
Right. Do you want to read the next
Sure.
question?
So the next question is,
Sorry.
when does it go from mentoring to counseling, and where are the boundaries? That's a great question.
Are you asking? I guess
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
asking
I'll
the
ask
question.
you that one.
Well, actually, after I said that she should ask this question, I'm thinking, well, you're really the therapist, you're the counselor, and I'm not. I'm not sure if I can answer it in the right terminology. But hey, I'll make a stab at it, and then I'll have Julia close with it. But I think when it goes from mentoring to counseling is this: when you're talking to someone and you realize that they have some issues. It could be some dysfunctional issues. It could be some emotional issues. It could be some things that you feel like that they're asking you to help. Like whenever I read that question, this is what I think. If somebody's coming to me and they're asking me questions about their marriage or to mentor them in their marriage or to mentor them in their spiritual growth or whatever it may be. And then I realize that we're not going forward from one time to another and it seems very stagnant. And that when we get together, that we're repeating the same questions, the same conversations, or when they begin to call me at, a lot of different times and they're not being considerate of my time because they're becoming very needy, then I realize, you know what, it could be that they have some issues that they need more like weekly meetings, one-on-one meetings, and somebody to give them strategies for whatever it is they're dealing with. Does that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as you're getting to know that person and they're really starting to share with you, you can tell if there's some depression there,
Yeah.
if there is some mental health issues. And when you know that something like that is going on, just refer them to a therapist.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still love them, you can still mentor them. I think it can be clearly divided between helping someone learn a new skill or helping someone through certain principles they're wanting to learn that make their life more richer in terms of learning spiritual growth or something about their marriage or relationships. But when it's about help me to heal from abuse or help me to heal from some kind of trauma that I've been through, then you know that that's a therapeutic issue. And so that's a good time to refer out.
Yes. Okay, we have one last question. We probably just have a minute to answer this one, but the question is, how do you become a mentor to someone else? And this may be something that we blog on, but would you like to go ahead and open up with what do you think about that?
How do
you?
How do I become a mentor? Well, unlike him, I don't really go. I don't go after someone to mentor them. I wait till someone comes to me, and it's always such an honor when somebody asks me, and
absolutely.
and I always feel I take that seriously. So really, I think all of us at any time, we need to realize that people are watching us. We are always setting role modeling for people that are around us, and so people are watching. So as we live our life with integrity before the Lord, as we're hopefully having healthy relationships with other women, people will see that in us, and they'll want to know how we did that, how we got there, and then for us to just keep our lives really, transparent and authentic, so that people are wanting to engage in a relationship with us, so that we can help someone move forward, just like someone helped me, just like someone helps. I mean, I have people in my life now that I can look to mentor me and help me to go to the next step, whatever that is, in all different areas of my life. So for me, it's always such an honor when someone asks me.
Yeah. And I think in closing, I think for me, when it says how to become a mentor to someone, the one thing that I have found is this: people ask you when you're already loving on them, speaking into their life. I don't mean uninvited, but what I mean is if it's a younger girl or you're surrounded with younger women, for you to put, you put your hand on their shoulder or their back and just say, I've really seen what a great job you're doing with your children. Encourage them. I think the more that you begin to just reach out, the more people will reach back and say, I've noticed that you really encourage me, and you're older, you're more seasoned, and I'd love for you to speak into my life. I don't think people are going to ask you if you're not approachable.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's really good.
So I think we have run out of our time. If this is something that you have more questions about, please don't hesitate in sending them in. Thank you again for listening.